Hey everybody, this is Jaime over at AYSO 1463. Just wanted to provide you guys a quick tutorial video to show you how to volunteer in the region. So first thing you're going to want to do is go to our website. The address is ayso.bluesombrero.com/region1463. If you just, do a quick Google search, you can actually punch in AYSO 1463 and it should point you in the direction of the Blue Sombrero site. Next thing you're going to want to do when you're on this site right here is hit the login button. If you've never created an account, you go ahead and hit the register here button. And at that point, you fill in all the various pieces of information that they're asking you for. But for this tutorial, we're going to assume you've already created an account and you already have a child that's basically registered. So I'm going to go ahead and sign into this account. Now on the dashboard screen, which is what you're seeing right now, you would select the volunteer button on the left side. Next, you would select the find volunteer roles on the upper right, orange button. And normally, if everything goes right, you should see the available position screen like you're seeing right now. This is what should pop up. But for some of you, for whatever reason, the system gets a little hung up on the add participant screen. So you might see something more along the lines of this, right? So if you haven't added a participant quite yet, it's going to ask you to do so. It's going to want you to put in your child. But in the case of like you're basically a volunteer who's like, look, I don't have a child. I just want to volunteer. I just want to help out in the community. Then what you got to make sure to do is hit the back button, right? And actually, if anything, select back to my account, go back to volunteer, do find volunteer roles, and make sure that that program information number 3 is selected. If you select this right here, you should be good to go. So in this instance, here are the various positions that you have available as a volunteer: team parent, youth referee, assistant coach, referee, board member, and head coach. You can go ahead and sign up on multiple ones right at the same time to kind of save you a little bit of time. In this instance, I'm just going to go ahead and sign up as a head coach. So I've selected head coach, and I'm going to hit continue. Of course, find yourself, because sometimes it might list yourself. It might list another family member or another child. Go ahead and select yourself and hit continue. Now at this point, this is where for volunteer registration, it's going to want you to go ahead and fill in all the information. Now keep in mind, anything with a red asterisk, similar to what I'm kind of looking at right now, or highlighting right now, those are all required. So you will have to go ahead and fill those in. Anything that does not include an asterisk, you can go ahead and skip. So make sure to fill those in. I will do so right now, and I will make sure to skip a little bit so you don't have to see this whole thing. Now at this point, I've gone ahead and filled out everything it's asked me for, especially with the red asterisks. By the way, in regards to references, yes, you're going to have to fill those in. What those basically are is, as a volunteer, it's incredibly important that a background check is run on every single person who decides to send in an application to volunteer. So if for whatever reason during the application process, verified volunteers, who's the entity responsible for it, if they kind of notice a little something in there that might be a little tricky, they may give some of these references a call to make sure that the volunteer themselves are reputable. There's someone that can be trusted with children, all that kind of good stuff. So it's really the system's way to try to make sure the person who's volunteering is someone who can be trusted in the organization. So at this point, I've filled everything out. I will hit the continue button. And it's now asking me, and everything kind of went through. It's now asking me to click here to sign the e-sign form. So hit that button. And here's an opportunity to sign the form. Actually, it's an opportunity to make sure everything that you've documented is correct. So whether it be your address, whether it be your reference information, your phone number, your driver's license information, anything and everything that's important to this process needs to be correct 100%. So make sure everything's good. If it's not, you always have the ability to hit the back button or even cancel the application if you'd like to. But if everything looks good, select the I agree. I am an adult of age. Go ahead and type in your name. And go ahead and afterwards continue to review. It's basically a situation where it's kind of one last opportunity to review, right? You get one last chance to return to edit. If not, you hit submit signed volunteer application, and at that point you should be good to go. And that basically moves you on to the next step. And the next step, by the way, is going to be a verified volunteers application, which you should receive in your email address. And that is the second phase of what you need to do in order to kind of make sure you're 100% good to go as a volunteer. But as far as phase one is concerned, that's pretty much it. Feel free to send me any questions. Again, my name is Jaime, and email address is rc.ayso1463@gmail.com. rc.ayso1463@gmail.com. Thanks a lot, everybody.